Okay, so this is from something that happened to me like maybe a month ago or more while I was driving for Uber. So, as if you know me, I like to drive during the night. I usually start around 11 p.m. and I drive until I get tired. So this video is going to be mainly about like realizing why you don't pick up passengers that have a low rating. So this is going to be my first encounter with like before this situation, I've never had someone like I've never paid attention to ratings for Uber or Lyft. Like pretty much if a ride popped up, except let's get rolling. Let me go get you and let's go do the ride. And I just rate them accordingly. So pretty much for me, you have to do a lot for me to give you anything below a 5. You have to be rude. You have to you have to do a lot for me to give you anything lower than a 5-star rating. If you're my passenger. So pretty much, the night goes like this. So I think I was going home or something. No. Yeah, I was going home, but I was like, let me get one more ride. So pretty much, I usually drive in the UCF area. Now, UCF, as long as I've been driving overnight, I've gotten plenty of students that are going to some of the going to the local bars. There's like 3 or 4 of them that are like right down the street from the college. Um, so those are like the ones that they go to if they really don't want to travel all the way downtown to go party and drink. So I I get a ding for this guy. Let's just call him Brad. So Brad come his ride comes up and it says he's a 4.0. I click on it and it says he's at Stagger Inn, which is one of the popular locations that the students go to in UCF area. And pretty much, like I said, I had never paid attention, but it was very alarming to me when I clicked on his ride. He was a 4.0 out of 5. So if you're familiar as a driver or passenger, everyone starts off with the 5.0 rating. So pretty much you have to take a lot of rides and get a lot of bad ratings to reach a 4.0. Now, before this situation, I honestly thought that passengers were rated the same way as drivers, as far as if you get a low enough rating, you're out. Because honestly, I have been driving for Uber and Lyft, and I had actually been deactivated by Uber one time. And basically, as a driver, if you get a low enough rating, you're gone. Like they deactivate you. And I think I had, at the time that I was deactivated, I had a 4.47, and I'll explain that to you guys later if I haven't already in a previous video of why I had a 4.47. So pretty much the way I thought of it was if a rider had a very low rating, they're kicked out. So that's what I thought. So when I saw 4.0, I was like, so why are they still on the platform? Why are they still able to get rides? So I was like, maybe there was something that went on with their profile and Uber is still letting them ride because it was a mix up or whatever. I'm giving this guy the benefit of the doubt, and every there was a little feeling inside of me that said don't do it, don't do it. So pretty much I go to get Brad from Stagger Inn, and mind you, I go and I sit there. Whenever I wait somewhere, I don't usually park my car. I pretty much just pull up and just sit behind someone's car, like horizontally, right behind their car, or in front of a parking space if there's plenty of parking. I just wait so that when they get in my car, we can pull off and go. So at stagger end, there was like two cars ahead of me, and I just sat behind them and waited for my passenger. Now, one guy came up to me. He's like, "Hey, are you here for Edward?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, my bad." And he backs away and just waits for his driver. So pretty much, I'm sitting here for like 3 minutes, and Brad walks up, and he's got a friend with him, a male friend with him. We'll call him Leo. Brad comes up to my window, my driver's side window, and knocks on my window. And I roll it down a little bit, and he's like, "Hey, are you Amy?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm Amy." And he's like, "Okay, I'm Brad." And I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "Thank you for showing up." And I'm like, "No problem." So I can tell he's been drinking, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, whatever. Let's do this." So he gets like he's going towards the the rear passenger seat right behind me, and he opens his door and he starts yelling at someone like way far in the distance, and he's like, "I punched you in your face, you didn't even touch me, blah blah blah, all this stuff." And he's like, and I'm like, who is he talking to? Because a lot of times when I pick people up, they're talking to their friends that are not getting in. So I'm thinking this is like a friend that he was doing something with, and he's like getting his funds in real quick, and he's gonna get in. So his friend Leo runs over. He's like, "Get in the car, Brad. Get in the car. We're going. She's here. Let's go." And Leo gets Brad inside the car. Leo runs back over to the other side, and he gets into the back seat behind the front passenger seat. So Brad is in the car sitting behind me. We can't drive off yet because there are two cars ahead of me, and we're basically blocked in until they move. And I think there were Uber drivers waiting for their passengers as well. So I've already started the ride because for me, once the passenger gets inside of my car, I'm getting paid. I don't do it for free. Like I don't do it for the free. So you gotta be. I'm getting paid. So I start ride, and I see where we're going. We're going like maybe 10, 15, well, like 20 minutes down the street, like kind of, yeah, like 20 minutes down the street. So out of nowhere, this tall guy comes up to my car. He runs and he stops, in front of Brad's window, and he goes like this to say, "Roll the window down," to Brad. And Brad rolls down his window, and he's like, "I punched you in your face. You didn't even touch me. That's what you get." Like he's egging the guy on, and I'm just like, and Leo's like, "Drive, drive, drive." And I'm like, there are cars in front of me. I can't freaking drive. What do you want me to do? So we're sitting here, and I'm thinking this is a friend of a friend of Brad's. Mind you, Brad is like, "He's cool, he's cool, he's cool." And Leo's like, "No, drive away." And I'm like, I'm confused. I don't know what's going on right now. What's happening? So I'm basically like, okay, I'm confused, but I can't go anywhere until these cars move. So this guy gets mad. He's like, "Get out of the freaking car, get out of the car." And he's been drinking, and he's upset, and he's big. And I'm like, oh my God, what is going on right now? So pretty much, Brad rolls his window back up. Bad move, Brad. Bad move. Why you did that, I don't know, but you are a piece of work for doing that. Thanks for doing that in my car. Thanks to. So pretty much we start to pull off a little bit because like the two cars in front of me moved up a little bit, like they're about to roll off. So pretty much I moved up a little. Dude outside the car is still following my car. And mind you, we don't know what he's saying because Brandon rolled up his window. And I'm just like, okay. So we're about to pull off. Dude outside the car starts running after my car. Right when we're about to like drive away, the dude takes his right hand and punches my window, my rear window for Brad. And I'm just like, pause. So in my mind, I'm saying, okay, I'm thinking of doing two different things. One, yelling to Brad, "This is why you got a freaking 4.0, because you pull stuff like this in people freaking car." Two, I wanted to kick them out so badly. But for Leo, I was like, he's probably been through a crappy night dealing with Brad here. So I was like, let me just drive them where they gotta go, because I'm like, as soon as I let them out, I'm getting to reporting them. Like, I was so mad. My window didn't break, but the fact that you put my car in jeopardy because you messing with this guy, this is not your car, this is my car. So I'm sitting here like, I will never do this again. If you have an extremely low rating, I will never do it again. I'm so not sorry, because had my window broken, that would have been the end for me until I can get my window fixed. So that means no money for me. And I'm just like, no, that's too much. Like, come on now. You don't do that in somebody else's car. So I was pissed. And what made me even more mad was the fact that Leo seemed like more apologetic than freaking Brad. Like, I'm sitting here like, what? And then he's like, oh, Brad's like, oh, I'll tip you, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, he's like, I'm sorry, I'll tip you. Now, let me reiterate this part. If you get a 4.0 rating out of 5.0, that means you take a lot of rides through Uber and you have gotten a lot of bad ratings through Uber. So, mind you, that means you're very familiar with taking Uber. This man has the audacity to say, oh, don't worry, I'm sorry, I'm going to tip you through the app. Now, if you are a driver of Ubers and a passenger of Ubers on a good enough basis, like you took it at least twice, you know that Uber does not allow tipping through the app. If you want to tip, you have to do it through cash. So I'm just like, like, I was so mad. I was like, you so full of it. I was like, just let's go. So I can get you out of my car as fast as I can. So I'm sitting here like, oh my God, like, I was so upset. The moment I got them out my car, logged off the app and reported them. I was like, man, and then what irritates me is the fact that Uber, and for me, have been driving for them for so long, I know that when you do anything like this, they're not going to admit that anything went wrong. They're just going to give you a copy and paste message. And I left my freaking phone in the room. But they pretty much sent you like, basically they was like, oh, we apologize. We know that you are a good driver. We will not be pairing you with this passenger anymore. Blah blah blah. We are going to investigate. But they never said they was going to deactivate this man. And so I basically, on Facebook, I'm a part of a Uber Drivers of Orlando group. So that's a group for Uber and Lyft drivers that drive in the area, and we get together and share information and share our experiences. So pretty much I told them what happened, and I posted Uber's response, and they was like, yeah, you do know that pretty much a Uber passenger can have a very low rating and they will never really deactivate them. And I was like, are you serious? Like, I didn't know that. I thought that they were graded the same way as us drivers, but apparently not. So to me, that made me very mad. I was like, okay, so you mean to tell me me as a driver for your company, I can get deactivated and not be able to do this anymore because I have a 4.5 or low, like, because I get a 4.5, but a passenger can keep riding and they're lower than a 4.0. So that doesn't make sense. It's like saying, okay, you have a person that it's gonna go, like, I don't even know how to, it had me so mad. Like, I was just like, this isn't right. So I was like, so pretty much a passenger can talk to us however, and we can keep rating them 1 star, the their rating can keep dropping, and they can keep taking. I was infuriated, and it made me so mad. So, like, now I started getting more animated with the way that I rate. Like, if you give me a terrible attitude, you're rude, you make me wait a long time, you're not, what do you call it? Like, you just getting in and doing some weird stuff, I give you a lower rating It drops the more stuff you do, drops with the more stuff that you do. And I'm just like, I'm tired of it. Like, it's crazy. We don't get paid a whole lot, and you guys sit here and do this to us. Yeah, I would pretty much started rating people accordingly when they get in my car, and it's just frustrating because all I'm trying to do is make some money, and we pretty much have to keep dealing with these people, and it's very frustrating because it's like, I thought it would be fair, but it's like every few months I'm finding out more and more things, and I'm just like, oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. And then just a side note, I didn't do anything to get myself a 4.47. As you know, if you drink and you're young, like when I pick up young kids that are drunk, they want to do crazy stuff. Like they want to put their head out the window. They want me to speed 30 miles over the speed limit. They want me to roll past the red light. They want to bring an open alcohol container in my car and drink their alcohol. And I tell them no, they cannot do those things. Immediately they give you a 1-star rating. As I started to drive at night and get people like this, my rating plummeted. And what sucks is I was warned of this when I told the group that I was going to do this. They were like, your rating's going to suck because these drunk kids are going to rate you for dumb stuff and your rating's going to suck and you're going to get deactivated. Lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. So that's my situation. That's what happened to me. That's one of the many crazy situations I've had with Uber. I'm gonna start posting more things. I do have a bunch of different stories I have not told with my experience of driving with Uber. So keep watching whatever I post up if you want to. If you have any questions about driving with Uber, something you're not sure of, or with Lyft, you can message me, you can comment below, and I can answer them to the best of my ability. If I can't, I will link you to a person that can, or I can ask them for you, whatever's best for you. So thanks for watching, you guys, and be nice to your Uber drivers. Bye.